Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will tell you how to take a history of a patient of recurrent pregnancy loss during exam. Starting with case scenario. A 30-year-old woman, gravida 4 para 0 plus 3, presents to gynae clinic after 3 pregnancy losses. Take focused history, describe relevant examination, give your differential diagnosis, plan investigation, counsel her regarding treatment and future pregnancy. Recurrent miscarriage is traditionally defined by RCOG as 3 or more first trimester miscarriages, although assessment after 2 losses is appropriate when the losses appear pathological rather than sporadic. ASHRAE and 2026 ASRM guidance use a broader definition of 2 or more pregnancy losses. Therefore, I would investigate this patient now rather than make her suffer another loss merely to meet an older numerical threshold. Wash hands, introduce yourself, confirm the patient identity. I'm sorry that you have experienced 3 pregnancy losses. I understand that this can be physically and emotionally difficult. I would like to ask detailed questions about each pregnancy, your medical and gynecological health, and your partner history. Some questions may be sensitive, but they will help us identify whether there is a treatable cause. Ensure privacy and confidentiality, permission to discuss the losses, a non-judgmental approach, interpreter if required, partner involvement only with the patient's consent. First exclude an acute problem. Before taking a long history, ask, are you currently pregnant? Are you presently bleeding? Is there lower abdominal or shoulder tip pain? Is there dizziness, fainting, or breathlessness? Is there fever, offensive vaginal discharge, or severe pelvic pain? If she currently has pain, heavy bleeding, syncope, or hemodynamic instability, this is no longer simply a recurrent miscarriage clinic situation. You must first exclude ruptured ectopic pregnancy, significant hemorrhage, septic miscarriage, pregnancy of unknown location, incomplete miscarriage. Detailed history. Reconstruct every pregnancy separately. Do not merely ask how many miscarriages, that is inadequate. Create written pregnancy table. For each pregnancy, establish date, maternal age, mode of conception, spontaneous, ovulation induction, IVF, ICSI, donor gametes, time taken to conceive, gestational age at loss based on LMP, confirmation by scan, was the pregnancy intrauterine, was fetal cardiac activity ever documented. Clinical presentation: vaginal bleeding, pain, sudden loss of pregnancy symptoms, painless cervical dilatation, membrane prolapse or rupture, fever or offensive discharge. Then ultrasound findings: empty gestational sac, embryonic fetal demise, structure abnormality, subchorionic hemorrhage, uterine anomaly or fibroid. Management: expectant medical, manual vacuum aspiration, suction evacuation, second trimester induction. Complications: rare bleeding, blood transfusion, sepsis, uterine perforation, retained products. Histopathology: work products of conception confirmed, was molar pregnancy excluded. Genetic analysis: karyotype or chromosomal microarray, aneuploid, euploid, or unbalanced rearrangement. Entity administration when relevant under local guidance. Interpregnancy interval. Then treatment used in previous pregnancies: aspirin, low molecular weight heparin, progesterone, cerclage. Outcome of any pregnancies beyond viability: live birth, preterm birth, fetal growth restriction, preeclampsia, stillbirth, congenital anomaly, interpretation of miscarriage pattern. Repeated early first trimester losses. Consider sporadic embryonic aneuploidy, particularly with increasing maternal age. Parental balance chromosomal rearrangement, antiphospholipid syndrome, uterine cavity abnormalities, poorly controlled thyroid disease or diabetes. Unexplained recurrent miscarriage, loss after previously documented fetal cardiac activity. This does not diagnose a specific cause but strengthens the need to consider APS, embryonal chromosomal abnormality, maternal disease, uterine pathology. Second trimester loss with painless cervical dilatation suggests cervical insufficiency, especially when there was minimal pain or bleeding. Membrane prolapse, sudden rupture of membrane, previous cone biopsy, or major cervical surgery. Fetal death with placental disease. Ask about early severe preeclampsia, fetal growth restriction, placental insufficiency, placental abruption. These supports possible obstetric APS or another placental disorder. Menstrual fertility, gynecological history. Ask about age at menarche, cycle regularity and duration, oligomenorrhea, amenorrhea, heavy or painful periods, intermenstrual or postcoital bleeding. Infertility or subfertility, previous fertility treatment, features of PCOS, irregular cycles, hirsutism, acne, weight gain, symptoms of hyperprolactinemia, galactorrhea, amenorrhea, headache, visual disturbance, known fibroids, polyps or uterine anomaly, previous PID or genital tuberculosis were clinically relevant. Previous uterine surgery, repeated evacuation, myomectomy, hysteroscopy, cesarean section, previous cervical procedures, LEDs, cone biopsy, cervical trauma, pap smear, high vagina swab, and STI tests are not routine recurrent miscarriage investigations. They should be performed only when due for cervical screening or when symptoms or risk factors are present. Medical history. Thrombotic and APS history asks about previous DVT or pulmonary embolism, stroke or transient ischemic attack, unexplained arterial thrombosis, SLE or another autoimmune disease, early severe preeclampsia, placental insufficiency, previous unexplained fetal death, family history of venous thromboembolism, thrombosis associated with pregnancy, contraception or surgery, endocrine and metabolic disease asks about thyroid disease and treatment. Cold intolerance, constipation, lethargy, weight gain, heat intolerance, tremor, palpitation. Diabetes, glycemic control, PCOS, hyperprolactinemia, obesity or underweight. Previous bariatric surgery, other relevant conditions, hypertension, renal disease, celiac disease symptoms were clinically suspected, epilepsy, major chronic illness, previous malignancy, recurrent infections, blood transfusion history. Drug history asks about thyroxine, insulin, or oral hypoglycemic drugs, anticoagulants, antiepileptics, retinoids, cytotoxic or immunosuppressive, herbal or unregulated fertility treatment, allergies. Clarify whether she has previously received empiric aspirin, heparin, steroids, IV immunoglobulin, intralipid, or progesterone without a confirmed indication. Family and genetic history asks about recurrent miscarriage in close relative, stillbirth or neonatal death, congenital anomalies, intellectual disability, known balance translocation, genetic syndrome, thrombosis at young age, consanguinity, ethnic background relevant to inherited disorder. Lifestyle and occupational history are sensitively about height, weight, and recent weight change. Smoking include passive smoking, alcohol, caffeine intake, recreational drug, night shift work, radiation, solvent, pesticides, or heavy metal exposure. Excessive exercise, nutritional restriction. RCOG advises aiming for BMI 19 to 25 kg per meter square, smoking cessation, limit caffeine to less than 200 mg daily, and avoid regular or excessive alcohol consumption. Partner history with patient's consent. Ask about partner's age, previous children or pregnancy losses with another partner, infertility or abnormal semen analysis, medical and surgical history, testicular trauma, torsion, infection or varicocele, chemotherapy or radiotherapy, smoking, alcohol, obesity and recreational drugs, occupational heat, toxins or radiation. Family history of congenital or chromosomal abnormalities, consanguinity. ASHRAE and ASRM 2026 allows selective consideration of sperm DNA fragmentation testing in otherwise unexplained recurrent miscarriage or associated infertility, but evidence that treating an abnormal result prevents miscarriage remains limited. It is not a compulsory routine test for every couple. Psychological and social history. How have the losses affected you emotionally? Are you experiencing persistent low mood, anxiety, guilt, nightmares, or sleep disturbance? Have you lost interest in usual activities? Do you feel safe at home? Do you have thoughts of self harm? What support is available from your partner and family? Has the relationship been affected? Are these financial or employment pressures? Would you like referral for psychological support? This is all about the history taking for recurrent pregnancy losses during exam. Hope this will help you during exam.